Hello and welcome to Nikolai's genetics lessons, and today I have prepared two multiple choice questions for you. Questions are very easy, but do not hurry to choose an answer and skip the video because I promise you there are going to be surprises. So the first question is, which of the following is an example of genome? Answer A, the F factor. And basically a factor is a small circular DNA that we can find in bacteria. We call this a factor because F stands for the fertility. Or we also can call it a sex factor. If you have a very good imagination, then you can imagine that two bacteria during conjugation exchange this F factor. So this is not, of course, sexual reproduction, but at least in the imagination of the scientist, this is something that resembles it. So this calls this a factor, and of course this a factor represent only small DNA, small portion of the whole DNA that can be found in bacteria. So answer B, a homologous pair of chromosomes. And of course, homologous pairs of chromosomes cannot represent the whole genome. It is obvious that pair of chromosomes represent only portion of the genome. And now we have only left answer C and D, and I believe that 50% may think that this is answer C. Another 50% of my subscribers may think that this is answer D. Answer C, all the DNA contained in embryonic plant, and embryonic here means that this is already fertilized egg, so this is diploid, just like normal organism. And in the case of plants, embryonic doesn't mean that it have to be diploid. Plants can be polyploid, can be triploid, tetraploid, and hexaploid, and so on. So this would be one variant to consider. I would return to it later. And answer D, all the DNA contained in the human gamete. So which answer to choose? And the correct answer would be none of these answers are correct. Or we can say that depending on the circumstances, sometimes we can refer as a genome to all the genes, all the chromosomes that can be found in the cell, and also including, for example, in the case of the plant, there can be three genomes. One can be nuclear genome, one can be chloroplast genome, and another one can be mitochondrial genome. And human genome also consists of two genomes. One is a nuclear genome, another one would be mitochondrial genome. But sometimes some scientists also joins all these three genomes of the plant and refer to them as one genome. Sometimes they would refer to them as three genomes, and the same is true with a human genome. So which answer to choose? And please take a look at these two pictures. It is obvious that on the left picture we have 23 chromosomes, so this is human genome, and this is going to be genome of the male because we have X and Y chromosome here, and female has two X chromosomes here. So basically we see here that all the chromosomes are goes in pairs, so represented by two copies. And on this picture we see that each chromosome, for example chromosome number 1, we see only one copy, chromosome number 2 we see also one copy. So which answer to choose, whether this would be genome or this would be genome? And as answers we are given that we have to choose between whole set of the chromosomes or set that we can find in the gametes. But basically this is also would be incorrect answer because in the gametes we can find 50% of the chromosomes, so one chromosome from each pair. That means that, for example, male gametes may contain 22 autosomes and one with the X chromosome or one Y chromosome, but not two of them simultaneously. So when we refer to genome as haploid, this wouldn't be correct, because as you see here, we have 22 autosomes plus X chromosome and Y chromosome. X and Y chromosomes are different. So on this picture, instead of 23 chromosomes, we see 24 chromosomes. So, for example, in human genome, when, for example, we refer to human genome project, and they said that they completed this project, that means that they sequenced 24 chromosomes. And when scientists say that human genome consists of 3 billions of bases, they also refer to this picture. And if we would say that diploid cell of the human consists of 23 pairs of chromosomes, we should say that human genome consists of 6 billions of bases. So as you see, it is very confusing, and even if we would say gametes do not have all 24 chromosomes, only have 22 autosomes and with the X or Y chromosome. So what my recommendation would be on your exam, if you would see such a question, you'd better raise a hand, call your professor, and say that you want to clarify the situation because none of the answers are correct, or there can be multiple correct answers. And once again, in a case of this example, I cannot say that all the DNA contained in the human gamete, because human gamete, any of the human gamete, whether it is female or male, contain only 23 chromosomes, and human genome consists of 24 chromosomes. So the correct way to refer to our genome would be monoploid, not haploid. Gamete are haploid, but monoploid means all the chromosomes represented in our genome in one copy of each. So monoploid instead of haploid would be more correct way to refer to this situation. And also sometimes in literature you can find that genome of the animal or plant, and it is refers to the whole genetic composition, including all the copies that you got from mother side and father side. So probably for the first time I wouldn't circle any of these answers. I think now you have clear understanding of this situation, and my recommendation would be just raise your hand and ask professor to clarify situation, because there are multiple correct answers are possible. So next question, why are viruses not considered to be living organisms? And answer A, they rely on the host cells for all energy requiring activities, and this is true. Answer B, they do not contain genetic material, and this is false. Viruses contain genetic material. Answer C, they have a very primitive cellular structure. This is false answer, because viruses are not cellular organisms. And basically, viruses even do not consider it by most of the scientists to be live entities, because they cannot propagate unless they are in the host organism. They cannot grow, and they do not show any biological activity only if not in the host organism. So we cannot choose answer D, and we cannot choose answer E. And the correct answer would be answer A, as you see. So this is all for today. Thank you for your attention. I hope you learned something new today, and thumbs up if you like this video. Please write your comments, questions if you have any. Please share this video with your classmates, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.